mind you can't control. Running wild, can't come down. My head is in the clouds. Gotta keep this feeling, keep on breathing, even if we're slipping away. So I close my eyes and lose myself now. Do it like it's only today. We got a party for a lifetime. No, we ain't stopping for the sunrise. No, we don't care about the bad nights. Before a second I can feel like this. Make me feel like this. We got a party for a lifetime. No, we ain't stopping for the sunrise. No, we don't care about the bad nights. Before a second I can feel like this. Make me feel like this. I'm on my last straw. I'm broken and I'm woken up. I'm done feeling your lies. I've had enough. I can't run your place in this faulty game. And all the words you speak mean nothing more to me. 'Cause let's start over now. Rewind. And I won't let you go. I need you by my side.
Let's take it slow. Where you go, I go too. And if you hit the bottom, I'm going down with you. Let's take it slow. Who cares where we gotta be? You know you'll have a good time wherever you're with me. Let's take it slow. cause you don't know how. You say we're taking on water, yeah, we're sinking now. You're looking all concerned, like we're gonna drown. But we both know how to swim, no worries as we'll fall now. Let's take it slow, where you go, I go too. And if you hit the bottom, I'm going down with you. Let's take it slow, who cares where we gotta be? You know you'll have a good time wherever you're with me. Let's take it slow. I drag you out your mind, and there are days I hate you, but baby, you're still mine. And we have the best times, no matter what we do. And even when we don't, there's nobody I'd rather choose. Let's take it slow, where you go, I go too. And if you hit the bottom, I'm going down with you. Let's take it slow. Slow, who cares where we gotta be? You know you'll have a good time wherever you're with me. Let's take it slow, where you go, I go too. And if you hit the bottom, I'm going down with you. Let's take it slow, who cares where we gotta be? You know you'll have a good time wherever you're with me.
Well, hello, cool cats and kittens. Good to see you all. Thank you so much for joining me. Really do appreciate it. Today is July 3rd, 2024, 6:16 p.m. on the East Coast of the United States. Thank you all so very much for joining me. Hello, world. Tomorrow is America's birthday. Hope you guys have some plans for the 4th of July. Maybe some cooking out on the grill, some fireworks, some drinks out on the deck. Whatever you do, hopefully you have a good day tomorrow. And for those of you that's not in America, we celebrate July 4th, which is the United States when it officially became a country in 1776. We call it Independence Day, 4th of July, whatever. It's a day to celebrate. All right. Well, we're going to try this again. Yesterday, which it turned out to be a really good live regardless, but we tried to do the interview where we just look at one of them speaking and watch, their words and their reaction to what the other one is saying, Chris and Katie, regarding the Sebastion Rogers case. Thank you, my dear. Yes, guys, if you don't mind hitting the thumbs up button. Thank you, Lolo. Appreciate it, as it is a free way to help. And sharing this on your social media platform, we need as many people to see this as possible. It takes one person to completely change a case. One person. And it is a free way to help. Also, consider becoming an exclusive Pearl member. Thank you, Carmelita. Can we please play the Screaming Chickens? Screaming Chickens. We sure can, maybe. I don't have the Katie one right now, but I do have the Christopher.
Christopher! Oh, Grace! Oh, Grace! Christopher! Christopher! Oh, Grace! Christopher! Christopher! Oh, Grace! Grace!
I might have that. Might do one. If I get the Katie one, I might do like an fireworks behind it for Independence Day. We'll see. We'll see. The Katie one is so funny too. It is so funny. So I have tested this out before I went live, and it was working. So Canva, please don't let me down. Okay. Please don't let me down. Hope not. Also tonight at, hold on, let me look. John, we have a live creator live planned at 9 p.m. Eastern time. That would be 6 p.m. Pacific. We will be on John Q's live. Here, I'll get the link for it. 9 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. Pacific. And we'll have, I think it's tonight. Yep, tonight. Yes, tonight. Yep, tonight. So 2 in the morning for me, but I'll be in chat. Ooh, thank you, Twisted Reality. Good to see you. Good to see you. Twisted Reality is the one where we showed his video. He did a great video speaking about how it's not the trash truck. Thank you, Holly. Appreciate it. All right. So without further ado, let's get started. And if this thing lets me down, I'm literally going to probably go into convulsions and start screaming. So please, Canva, don't. Hopefully. All right. So what I do with these, when we are watching two people, you can't constantly keep your, well, I mean, you can, but there's always a distraction, right? You're looking at two people and you want to see how the other one is responding with physical cues. Is their face showing any sort of emotion, deception, whatever. So this is something that I learned taking some classes in the past, and people seem to really respond to it, and I think it's a really good way of watching them individually. All right. So this video credit goes to our dear Chronicles of Olivia, and she did this interview some time ago. It's, Sebastian's been missing over 4 months now. So it wasn't too long after Sebastian went missing. All right, here we go.
We got up and, fun fact, I made breakfast that morning. We had a good time. We were laughing, we were joking.
I don't know why she says, fun fact, I made breakfast that morning. Was that like not a common thing? Was it just not a common thing?
He talked to family on the phone during breakfast to brag. We went and picked up our niece. Yeah, I got
And the bragging thing, I don't really understand either. I mean, there had to be more to that conversation than just bragging, if you ask me. That seems just like a weird thing to say, to call someone, say, I'm going to brag about my breakfast. But also Chris rolls his eyes like he's trying to remember what happened that day. Now, yesterday we did a live. Terry Lynn has got some information that she is alleging that Chris was indeed there that weekend, that Sebastion, essentially, he technically vanished allegedly after midnight. I personally think Sebastion, something happened to him on Sunday evening, nighttime. There was allegedly, what day was the poker party that they went to? Sebastion allegedly got in trouble at this poker party from what? Friday night. Thank you. Now, Terry says she spoke to a person that was actually there at that poker party, and claims that Sebastion got in trouble. And I tend to believe and that, law enforcement said that they wanted to know Saturday and Sunday previous to Sebastion went missing. And I really could not understand that unless there could be, like, what was their reasoning in they would want to know why, because if he didn't go missing till Monday, what does, Sunday during the day have to do with it? What does Saturday have to do with it? There had to be more. And for me, it was always, was Chris home that weekend? And Chris constantly says, well, we can't speak about that. We can't speak about that. And I'm thinking, why? Why can't you speak about that? If it has nothing to do with you, Chris, and you can show some receipts that you were in Memphis that weekend, to me, it makes no sense for him to be in Memphis during the whole weekend whenever you know, your family, your wife is 3.5 hours away. It's not that big, you know. I mean, if you were home, you were home, but he insists he wasn't. I'm not so sure about that.
Call
Hey, Sherry, John.
and asked if I could go and pick her up, and I did. And so we went and did that. We went to BJ's. Had a good time there. He ate a colossal popcorn.
Watch Chris.
Came home to put groceries away because we bought snacks because, you know, he's 15 and snacks. We went to the bowling alley. And then from there, we went to dinner.
Watch.
Came home.
Look at this. Look at this. How does he know this? How does he know this? Watch this. Watch his eyes. Watch his.
Came home to put groceries away because we bought snacks because, you know, he's 15 and snacks. We went to the bowling alley. And then from there, we went to dinner.
Watch that. There you go.
Home. He took out the trash because that's his chore. He takes the can to the end of the driveway.
Why is he looking up? Why is he doing this? You weren't home, Chris. Right? How would you know? How would you know? This doesn't make sense. Doesn't make sense. Unless, in my opinion, this was rehearsed. He is nodding in agreement with KP. Yes. Yeah. Looking up, you can see so much more when you're not looking at anyone else. Right? Nodding in agreement. He's, you know how we all look up, when we're trying to remember something, or we're, but his eyes are going from corner to corner and then he looks up. Well, very interesting.
About 9 o'clock, told him to go to bed. And he come out of his room where he was playing, and he said, "All right, good night, Mama. Good night, puppies. Love you." And went to bed. He was doing something in his room because about an hour later I heard some noise, and I was like, "I don't care what you're doing in there, but go to sleep."
He scratches.
Later I heard he was doing something in his room because about an hour later I heard some noise, and I was like, "I don't care."
Look at the three fast blinks and then the uncomfortableness he is scratching. It's very important.
Doing in there? You
what she's going to do 3 blinks.
He was doing something in his room because about an hour later I heard
scratches,
some noise.
right there.
I was like, "I don't care what you're doing in there, but go to sleep." And
he's getting uncomfortable. He's going to start moving around more. Whenever they talk about the night, and then in particular, whenever Katie goes out on her drive, that is always in every interview that you will see with Chris and Katie, it's always a very uncomfortable spot for him. Always a very uncomfortable spot. Hold on, Pearls. We got a late one. Heather, to the office, please. You're being paged. Heather, to the office, please. You're being paged. We got a stamp on that. Thank you. Mods, we need a late slip, please, for Heather. Mods, we need a late slip for Heather. Good to see you, Heather. Yes, he's always gets uncomfortable. Watch this.
About midnight, I got up and I went to bed.
Watch him. He's actually rocking. Watch
6 o'clock, I went to wake him up for school Monday morning. And that's when he went in here.
Look at there. Watch the eyes.
He went in here Monday morning.
Watch the
And
eyes.
that's when he wasn't here.
Look at
Monday
there.
morning. And that's when he wasn't here.
It says everything. Chris is wanting to see how Olivia is responding to that. Instant glance. He wasn't here, right? Instant. Pink butterfly to the office, please. Pink butterfly to the office. Thank you. We need a late sit for pink butterfly. How she has 460. Yes. Yep. Yep. Fun fact, I made breakfast. We called and did this, and he got a colossal popcorn, and we went to the bowling alley and everything. But after we had a dinner, I lay on the couch, tells, Sebastion goes to bed. I hear a thud, go to bed. Next morning, wake up, he's not there. It's like no detail about that. No detail about that. Watch this. Watch the
And
answer.
that's when he wasn't here.
Boom. Boom.
What was Sunday, the day before he went missing?
Now we're gonna watch Katie.
We got up.
Oh my Lord, Pamela. Thank you so very much for gifting an exclusive Pearl world-renowned membership. Thank you for gifting a pearl necklace, my love. If you received that pearl necklace, please thank our beloved Pamela. Thank you, my dear, for gifting a pearl. Really do appreciate you. Oh, look, we have a little bragger in here, don't we? What's your brag? Guidance. Guide yourself to the office, please. Guidance. Guide yourself to the office. You're being paid. You got a late slip. Heather, thank you so very much, my dear friend. Appreciate your support. Thank you, darling. What happened from 6:30 p.m. till technically 7 to 9 p.m. Yeah, there's nothing that happens from 7 to 9 p.m. It's totally nothing. Nothing. Nope. Nothing. We get home at 7, but at 9 o'clock, I time to go to bed. Okay, what happened for 2 hours? Did you have a conversation with Sebastian? Did he take a shower? Did he take a bath? Did you lay his clothes out for the next morning for school? Did he have homework? A lot of things, I mean, if you have kids, Sunday evenings are always busy, right? Because you are making sure the clothes are washed, right? Backpacks, uh, looking through their backpacks, seeing if they have any homework, packing lunches if you need to, anything needs done for school, laying their clothes out. But none of that happens. Did Sebastian take his medicine? Doesn't answer that. And they have yet to answer that to this very day. Maybe a scratch on his face. Nene sent it to me. Okay, you can text it to me if you want, Mama Bears.
And fun fact, I made breakfast that morning. We had a good time. We were laughing, we were joking. He talked to family on the phone during breakfast to brag. We went and picked up our niece. Yeah, I got a call and asked if I could go and pick her up, and I did. And so we went and did that. We went to BJ's. Had a good time there. He ate a colossal popcorn. Came home to put groceries away because we bought snacks because he's 15 and snacks. We went to the bowling alley. And then from there, we went to dinner.
Yes, and it is the most littlest, minute details that can literally solve a case because, oh, well, you couldn't possibly be doing that at this time, right? The littlest things can really change the trajectory of a case. Absolutely. Her tone with I can't talk today. Colossal
Came
popcorn
home.
is dumb. Yeah.
He took out the trash because that's his chore. He takes the can to the end of the driveway. About 9 o'clock, told him
Also, you need to mention, Katie, that Chris also throws out all of Sebastian's stuff as well, along with the two kittens or the two cats that was Sebastian's thrown out. Think about this. This man, I don't know how anyone can think this guy is a nice person, to be quite honest with you. This man, it was it was Katie and Sebastian living together. Chris moves in. He's allergic to cats and made him get rid of his two cats, Sebastian's. That's what he loved more than anything. And I think it's personally very important for kids to be brought up with animals. I think it's very important to and he loved them. He loved the cats. Well, Chris made him get rid of those two cats. Then Chris got him a snake, gave him a snake because Chris likes snakes, and Sebastian loved that snake, got rid of it, and then he would throw out all of Sebastian's stuff if it wasn't picked up in his Sebastian's room according to Chris's standards. And then after all of that, he wanted Sebastian out as well. The kid couldn't have nothing. And then he wanted him out.
go to bed. And he come out of his room where he was playing, and he said, "All right, good night, Mama. Good night, puppies. Love you." And went to bed.
Now here she says he comes out of his room. He comes out of his room and says, "Good night, puppies. Good night, Mom. I love you." She does not say, "I love you" back, which is interesting to me. And I think I was listening to John's last night live, and I think it was perhaps it was a case. I can't remember which case it was, but they said like the little girl said "I love you" or something, but the parents never said "I love you" back, and they ended up being guilty in that case that John was talking about yesterday. I can't remember which case it was, but I noticed that.
He was doing something in his room because about an hour later I heard some noise, and I was like, "I don't care what you're doing in there, but go to sleep." And about midnight, I got up and I went to bed. And 6 o'clock, I went to wake him up for school Monday morning, and that's when he wasn't here.
6 o'clock Monday morning. Very interesting. Now, this is what the neighbor said that Katie had told them. Okay. And I think it's always very important, the first stories you hear from them. The first is always the most important. I was told by a close by neighbor that morning she saw Katie outside with police when she went to take her kids to school. She stopped and asked what happened. Katie told her. She told Sebastion to go to bed around 9 o'clock. Now, that is consistent, right? I think it's always been 9 o'clock that I can recall. Correct me if I'm wrong. She fell asleep on the couch, never mentioning the conversation between her and Chris. Now, Chris said she was slightly going to sleep in his first interview. Slightly going to sleep. First of all, I mean, how does he know she's slightly going to sleep? You know, you're on the phone with her 3.5 hours. Was it just Chris talking most of the time and she's just dozing off to sleep? Doesn't make sense. Doesn't make sense. But in this first conversation, right after the police got there, when the neighbor was speaking to Katie, she never mentions a call between her and Chris. Woke up around 11:30. Woke up around 11:30. Okay. Now remember, Chris says that they got off the phone around midnight, a little bit before midnight. 11:30 is what she is telling the neighbors before she ever did any interview with any YouTuber, news station, anything. So I think this is very important. They said they watch movies in the phone. I don't believe that. Yeah, I don't either. But so there's something around 9 o'clock, and in my opinion, around 11:30 or 11:45. But this is where it gets interesting. If there's a troll, is that what someone said? If there's a troll, just get rid of him. We don't acknowledge him. Okay, so 11:30. Now this is where it's interesting. She went to check on Sebastion, which she previously said she didn't do anymore now that he's older. Now I would think that she would check on her son, right? Wouldn't any parent check on their son? That's what most parents would do. Okay. So she went to check on her son at around 11:30, which she previously said she didn't do more now that he's older. He must have been awake because his light or a light was on, according to the neighbor's ring camera. She said she told Sebastion to go to bed. He had to be up the next morning. She walks across her house to go to she walks across her house to go to her room to go to bed. As she's walking through the kitchen, she hears a loud noise. Now, let's think about that. We know how big that house is, right? And it is carpeted, the bedroom where Sebastion is in. If she is almost all the way on the other side of the house and she hears a loud noise or a thud, that had to be something very big happening, right? To hear it that loud. Okay, as she's walking through the kitchen, she hears a loud noise. She yells back at Sebastion, asking him what that was. He says, "Nothing, Mom. Go to bed." So she does. According to the neighbor close to them, their ring camera shows the light going on and off because it's so dark. This neighbor also mentions seeing a silhouette in the front room, possibly the dining room window, for a couple minutes. Then all the lights go off. Neither Katie nor Chris have ever mentioned any of that. So, if Sebastion is not asleep by 11:30 when she goes to check on him, I don't see how he wouldn't be asleep if he was given his medicine. Now, could he have been asleep and, like too much medicine given to him? Right? Was there more than one person in that home when this was going on? I don't know. I don't know. But this is a completely different set of scenarios. Not that she was laying on the couch and Sebastion came out and said, "Good night, Mom. Good night, puppies. Love you." This is her going to Sebastion's room. That's a difference. And to me, it sounds more like a mother would go to your kid's room to check on them rather than the kid popping their head out and saying, "Good night, puppies," and all of that. Especially if the time is 11:30.
What was going through your mind at that point? Like, what were the feelings that you were feeling?
To censor myself. Holy freaking crap, this can't be happening. Where is my kid?
You don't care about censoring yourself.
Choice.
Oh my God. Y'all, it's doing it again. KP collected CP's not niece. No mention of bringing her back home. Tells me CP wanted to TRH. Seth was not shown footage and said that. I don't know what TRH means. I'm really bad with. Why would she try to censor herself? Exactly. Let's see here. This was working just fine earlier. Hold on.
Sunday, the day before he and 6 o'clock I went to wake him up for school Monday morning, and that's when he went in here.
She says Monday morning.
What was
Monday morning.
going through your mind at that point? Like, what were the feelings that you were feeling?
To censor myself. Holy freaking crap, this can't be happening. Where is my kid? Choice words were used.
You hear there's no panic in her voice, right? Holy freaking crap. To censor myself, holy freaking crap. Choice words were used. No emotion. No emotion. No I was blown away. Like, I couldn't understand why Sebastion wouldn't be in his room. I couldn't believe my eyes. I'm not going to censor myself. It's your kid missing. Hey, Vic.
The F is he, you know. I had called my
Oh, sweet Jesus, help me. I don't know why it does this.
Child that wonders.
Okay, here's the important part.
and then he comes out after I come back, and he likes to scare me. But after I looked, and I mean, mind you, all of this took place in like 1 minute flat. But I didn't see him in his room. I looked all over. I ran through the whole house. I looked out all the doors and windows, and I was
Watch
like
the
calling
anxiety.
his name. And I picked up the phone and I called my husband, and I said, I can't find him. And he said, what do you mean? I said, he's not in this effing house. I can't find our son. And I jumped in my car and I drove around the neighborhood, and I drove over by the school, and he's already like, at this point I was like hysterical, and I was crying, I was screaming.
See how she
I drove around the neighborhood, and I drove over by the school, and he's already like, at this point I was like hysterical, and I was crying, I was screaming.
tries to
He's
cut it off.
already like, at this point
Shake
I was
her
like
head.
hysterical, and I was crying, I was screaming. And he was like,
anxiety.com. Here we go.
three-wayed. He three-wayed law enforcement, and was telling them like, our son is missing and we don't know what's going on. And he was like, go back to the house, they're on their way. And I drove back to the house, and
No, you ran.
20 days later they found him.
Yeah, I can't even imagine how stressful that is. And also, like when we were driving up here, like this neighborhood is so pretty and nice. And do you think, has he ever like
No,
walked
she left.
away before? Or like, has that ever
She left.
happened? It's just
I don't know why it does this.
way before? Or like, has that ever happened? It's just no, first time.
He's not a child that wonders. He's not one that is
He doesn't have a history of being an eloper, which is
Let me go back here because I want to see if this is very important, this part. Okay, here we go.
Going through your mind at that point, like what were the feelings that you were feeling?
to censor myself. Holy freaking crap, this can't be happening. Where is my kid?
Watch Chris.
Choice words were used. Like, where the F is he, I had looked through the house for him because it was typical for him to get up and
Watch his face.
come and rummage for snacks and things like that. And he likes to dip behind the, walls and watch,
I really feel like there's something about food in this house as well, because it's always about snacks. Chris says he's a bottomless pit. Something was about food in this house, if you ask me. Everyone living up to my name. That's what I was doing earlier, always late. Did you ever find that thing about in the very early days, always late? If someone can find that, that would be fantastic.
And then he comes out after I come back, and he likes to scare me.
All right, here we go. What's this?
After I looked, and I mean, mind you, all of this took place in like 1 minute flat. But I didn't see him in his room. I looked all over. I ran through the whole house. I looked out all the doors and windows, and I was like hollering his name. And I picked up the phone and I called my husband, and I said, I can't find him. And he said, what do you mean? I said, he's not in this effing house.
You see the three blinks?
And what do you mean? I said, he's not in this effing house.
I can't find him.
Our son. And I picked up the phone and I called my husband, and I said,
Right here.
I can't find him. And he said, what do you mean? I said, he's not in this effing house. I can't find our son. And I jumped in my car and I drove around the neighborhood and I drove over by the school, and he's already at this point I was like hysterical and I was crying, I was screaming, and he was like,
So obvious. It's so obvious. It is so obvious, in my opinion, that fake cough. It is so obvious because then she knows she's losing the story as she's saying it, and that's giving her more anxiety. And then the cough sets her anxiety up to a 10. And no, definitely.
three-wayed. He three-wayed law enforcement, and
Yes, she says he's a good 3 times. There's only 2 he's in the house, right? One is not supposedly there, and the other one is missing. So who's this he?
was telling them our son is missing and we don't know what's going on, and he was like, go back to the house, they're on their way, and I ran back.
He's like, go back to the house, they're on their way. Well, you're on 3-way. You're on 3-way, Katie. You can hear them. Christy, thank you, my dear. She has no emotions. I can't imagine being that calm. All these details we don't need. It sounds so contrived, in my opinion. It certainly does, and it certainly is. It's, in my opinion, it is very, very much conjured up. And on another YouTuber, Chris mentioned his legacy and raising kids to be hard workers. I don't think he considered Sebastion a part of his legacy. It is weird. I don't either. I don't think Chris considered him part of the family. I just don't. I don't.
Well, drove back to the house, and
Watch
20
this.
days, and to the house, they're on their way, and I ran back. Well, drove back to the house, and 20 days later, we haven't found him.
Yeah. Going through your mind at that point, what were the feelings that you were feeling?
To censor myself. Holy freaking crap, this can't be happening. Where is my kid?
Here, Lorraine.
Choice words were used. Where the F is he? I had looked through the house for him because it was typical for him to get up and come and rummage for snacks and things like that. And he likes to dip behind the, walls and watch, and then he comes out after I come back and he likes to scare me. But after I looked, and mind you, all of this took place in 1 minute flat. But I didn't see him in his room. I looked all over. I ran through the whole house. I looked out all the doors and windows, and I was hollering his name. And I picked up the phone and I called my husband and I said, I can't find him. And he said, what do you mean? I said, he's not in this effing house. I can't find our son. And I jumped in my car and I drove around the neighborhood and I drove over by the school, and he's already at this point I was hysterical and I was crying, I was screaming, and he was like,
here we go.
3-wayed. He 3-wayed law enforcement, and was telling them our.
She's remembering it. The steps. 3-wayed. He 3-wayed. And then she pauses right there very quickly. And then she says law enforcement. She's making sure she doesn't want to screw up anymore, in my opinion.
He was 3-wayed. He 3-wayed law enforcement, and was telling them our son is missing and we don't know what's going on. And he was like, go back to the house, they're on their way. And I ran back, drove back to the house, and 20 days later, we haven't found him.
This interview was a colossal failure for these two. An absolute colossal failure for these two. That's what it was, a colossal failure. Really bad.
Yeah, I can't even imagine how stressful that is. And also, like when we were driving up here, like this.
Katie is thinking, you can see she actually shakes her head like this. She's thinking, oh shit, I'm gonna get yelled at by Chris as soon as this is over.
Neighborhood is so, and
What's
20
your
days later, we haven't found him.
yeah, I can't even
What?
imagine how stressful that is. And also, like when we were driving up here, like this neighborhood is so pretty and nice. And do you think, has he ever like walked away before, or like has that ever happened? It's just no, first time.
He's not a child that wanders. He's not one that is.
I can't even imagine how stressful that is. And also, like when we were driving up here, like this neighborhood is so pretty and nice. And do you think, has he ever like walked away before, or like has that ever happened? It's just no, first time.
He's not a child that wanders. He's not one that is
Common, and I have friends with children on the spectrum who do struggle with elopement with their children, but no, Sebastion, that's one thing, has always been a blessing. He's not been an eloper or a runner. His primary areas are like social and emotional dysregulation issues and things like that. But he's very smart. He's functional. Overall, he's a pretty happy kid. I mean, he's a teenager. He's coming into his hormones. He's angry that he's growing a mustache, but for the most part, he's a happy kid. And he doesn't have a history of being an eloper, which is common. And I have friends with children on the spectrum who do struggle with elopement with their children, but no, Sebastion, that's one thing, has always been a blessing. He's not been an eloper or a runner. His primary areas are like social and emotional dysregulation issues and things like that. But he's very smart. He's functional. Overall, he's a pretty happy kid. I mean,
You know, I was thinking about, you know, how the TBI showed Seth the garbage interview. I was thinking about that. And I don't think that they showed him the right clip, in my opinion, intentionally, because from what I understand, in that clip, you can see what is believed to be two individuals come or around that car, and one goes running back, right? And then the car backing out. And then later, you see the trash truck coming up the street. Thank you, Cindy. I've read it. Thank you so much. So I think that they did not want Chris, or rather Seth, to see that part of the video. Because remember, it was just the part of the video that we see is just, you know, just a little small part. I knew Chris would have said, because of the restaurant choice. Yeah. And I think they showed him the actual trash truck video, because what the neighbors that have spoken out and stuff and talked to some of us, she says it's very obvious that they are three different circumstances. You see them coming, like two people, what it looks like coming around the car, one running back, the car backing up, leaving the neighborhood, and then later you see the trash truck come in. It goes, I guess, to the end of the cul-de-sac and then turns around and then goes up the hill, and then you see the bus coming in later, and then you see Katie going out for a little bit, Katie coming back in, and then the police coming back in. It keeps coming up and up again in other posts. I wonder what anyone. What's that, Steffers? So something is. Do you think you could get Olivia to come on? And I talked to Olivia. I mean, I got her phone number. Olivia and I, we've worked on stuff together in the past. Yeah, Olivia would come on. I love Olivia's mother. She's the sweetest human being. Like, I love that woman.
He's a teenager. He's coming into his hormones. He's angry that he's growing a mustache, but for the most part, he's a happy kid. And
What are your theories? Like, I'm sure your mind just thought of every.
So Trisha's email says, Justin, I was trying to say that the story of the niece was a lie. The story of the niece. Oh, Katie's niece. Katie had to have a reason why she drove to Mama Bowersock's, as the truth meant she collected Chris. Oh, that's good. That's a good point. That is why she doesn't mention driving the niece back. There was no need to, because it was Chris she collected, and they both went to Texas Roadhouse to eat. Now, I don't know if they went to Texas Roadhouse to eat. Think about why Seth has been shown no proof of inside Texas Roadhouse, and remember Chris being shocked on Web Sleuth that he wasn't shown footage inside the restaurant. I mean, I think they would have seen Chris come out of the restaurant, though. You know what I mean? I think they would have seen Chris come out of the restaurant with Sebastion and Katie, right? Hey, Philip. That's why she looked at Chris before saying niece. The waitress at the Hendersonville Roadhouse would have said it. CP was there. Well, I know she said CP was there. They were there the week before as well.
Every possible thing that could have happened, but is there any theory that you can talk about that you think?
What I can tell you is, with all law enforcement, with everybody that's involved, there's nothing that's been eliminated. Everything is on the table. Everything is being looked at from every possible aspect.
What are your theories? Like, I'm sure your mind just thought of every possible thing that could have happened, but is there any theory that you can talk about that you think?
What I can tell you is, with all law enforcement, with everybody that's involved, there's nothing that's been eliminated. Everything is on the table. Everything is being looked at from every possible aspect.
Everything from he
I
got
agree,
out and
Boogie.
walked away and was outside of the search radius before
Absolutely.
we started searching to the worst. Everything from he got out and walked away and was outside of the search radius before we started searching to the worst. And
that's currently where we're at.
And
that's currently where we're at. I mean, it's
really trying not to go down that road because we're gonna find him.
I mean, it's
Really trying not to go down that road because
They never answered.
we're gonna find him.
Speculating causes problems. Assumptions cause issues. And based on facts of what everybody knows, right now, there's nothing, and everything is still on the table to being looked at. Speculating causes problems. Assumptions cause issues. And based on facts of what everybody knows, right now, there's nothing, and everything is still on the table to being looked at.
We just know he's out there somewhere. We just know he's out there somewhere.
What did she say there?
He's out there somewhere. We just know he's out there somewhere.
We just know he's out there somewhere. He certainly is. He certainly is out there somewhere. And someone knows something. Someone definitely knows something, in my opinion.
One other question I have is recently Channel 5 in Nashville, they had security footage that showed 2 flashlights.
Here we go.
The
Watch
night he
this.
disappeared. Is there anything that you think about this video or?
Sure. So
Watch this. Watch this.
there's a lot of speculations about that video.
Watch her body language. She's there messing with stuff, and then she tenses up, withdraws, all in. Watch this.
That you think about this video or?
Sure. So there's a lot of speculations about that video that are floating.
That you think about this video or?
Sure. So there's a lot of speculations about that video that are floating on the internet. Okay. And that is exactly what it is. It's speculations.
In my opinion, it's not speculation. There is someone outside. We know that that is a car that is not supposed to be on the side of the road. This isn't a neighborhood where people just stop. It's a cul-de-sac, right? Which means you go there for a reason. It is not a road that you go through to get to another point, right? This is so important. Just like in the Summer Wells case, this is only a neighborhood that you are going to go for a reason. This is a cul-de-sac. It is not a road where you go to get through to another destination. This is not a road where people just pull over at 3 o'clock in the morning and walk through someone's fucking yard. It's not. We know that that is a car there. That is a car. We know that there is flashlights going through someone's yard. Now, who that is I can't tell you. I suspect, because in 3 hours from the time that car is there, or that vehicle, I say car, that vehicle, we don't know what kind of vehicle it is. There is a 15-year-old child that is missing. So to me, it's not speculation. Now, what that car is doing there, I don't know, but I can guarantee you it has something to do with that neighborhood. It definitely has something to do with that neighborhood, because people don't just walk through someone's yards in the middle of the night, especially coming from a common area where a 15-year-old child went missing. Oh, it's speculation. Well, a child just went missing right around that common area. Now, if this was on way up the road, right up in the neighborhood, nowhere near Katie or Chris's house, it'd be a little bit understandable. But this is right where the Proudfoots live, in the common area. In my opinion, whoever that is didn't want the cameras from across the Proudfoots to see the car. Now, the problem is there was a camera right in front of where they parked. There is cameras everywhere in that vicinity. And that is another problem. If Sebastion walked out, he would have been seen. He absolutely would have been seen on at least one camera. Nobody just pulls into this road, gets out of a car, walks through someone's neighborhood in a common area, and a 15-year-old kid is missing a little bit later. It doesn't work like that. It's a dead end road.
And what it can
Flashlights, the night he disappeared. Is there anything
Here she
that you
goes.
think about this video, or?
Sure. So there's a lot of speculations about that video that are floating on the internet. Okay. And that is exactly what it is. It's speculations. Now, what it can give you an official statement on is
Official
TBI Newslink has released a statement from law enforcement, between local law enforcement, state law enforcement, some federal law enforcement, and they have analyzed that video so many times over that everything that everybody is trying to assume is a flashlight, I hate to say this, it's not. As much as we would love it to be one, it's not. I'm not going to go into details as far as where that video is shot from, but I can tell you.
Okay, he's not going to go into details where it's shot from. But if it is absolute bull crap, like he is stating that it is, why can't you tell us? It's a bull crap. It was shot right over here. Trust me, it's nothing. Chris won't say where it's shot from. Law enforcement won't shoot the video down. They just say, we don't know what we don't know. It could be of some evidentiary value later. It's very interesting. Very, very interesting. We have to find Sebastion, y'all. This is the only sure way we are going to get charges on whoever did this. Whoever or whomever's did this. Is it Sonia's birthday? Sonia,
As
remind me,
parents, we have
happy
seen the
birthday.
video firsthand from law enforcement. We know exactly where it was taken from, and nothing that is being assumed right now is actually true about that video, unfortunately.
Okay.
And anything about any other videos or anything like that, please refer to the TBI news link that they have out there, the updated Amber Alert stuff. And it will give you the most up-to-date information that all law enforcement has. And they will give you current as far as what's what and how they're looking at things.
Mhm. One other question I have is recently Channel 5 in Nashville, they had security footage that showed 2 flashlights the night he disappeared. Is there anything that you think about this video or?
Sure. So there's a lot of speculations about that video that are floating on the internet. Okay. And that is exactly what it is. It's speculations. Now, what it can give you an official statement on is TBI Newslink has released a statement from law enforcement, between local law enforcement, state law enforcement, some federal law enforcement, and they have analyzed that video so many times over that everything that everybody is trying to assume is.
If they've analyzed it several times over, then it's got to be something, in my opinion. Something. Otherwise, I'd be like, no, it's just nothing. It's nothing.
The flashlight. I hate to say this. It's not.
I think it's very interesting, very, very interesting how they say, Misty, it's your birthday. Yay. I'll sing happy birthday to you in just a minute. I think it's very interesting how they say Sebastion didn't take his shoes, didn't take a coat, didn't take his phone, but took a little, Seth says, non-working flashlight. But they don't say non-working, Chris and Katie. They don't say a non-working flashlight. And they said this before the flashlight video come out, in my opinion, just in case there was ever a video to come out. Yes, Chris's official statement. I'm sure it has a stamp of approval on it.
As much as we would love it to be one, it's not. I'm not going to go into details as far as where that video is shot from, but I can tell you, as the parents, we have seen the video firsthand from law enforcement. We know exactly where it was taken from, and nothing that is being assumed right now is actually true about that video, unfortunately.
Watch him.
Okay.
And anything about any other videos or anything like that, please refer to the TBI news link that they have out there, the updated Amber Alert stuff. And it will give you the most up-to-date information.
What if they have another video out there, Christopher, Katie, that is more clear, that you don't know about? And in my opinion, how can I say this? I believe that there is a more crystal clear video that is out there of that car pulling into the neighborhood, backing up, and driving out. Whose all three birthdays is it? Yeah, Chris isn't authorized to give an official statement. He's accurate saying it wasn't a flashlight. Sebastion wasn't on the video in the video semantics, yeah. Sonia, Misty, Robin. Okay. All right, it is Sonia, Misty, and Robin's birthday, and I'm going to do my rendition of Happy Birthday, Mr. President, that Marilyn Monroe sung to JFK years ago. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, Sonia, Misty, and Robin. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, Sonia, Misty, and Robin, and many, many more. All the blessings to you three. You all three share a birthday together. Amazing. Has C or K spoke at all since Bobby the neighbor spoke to JLR? Not that I'm aware of. Not that I'm aware of. You're welcome. Thank you, Bunny. I like Hello Kitty. Cake and ice cream now. Cake and ice cream. We're gonna play that part here in a minute of Chris on Web Sleuths talking to Seth.
That all
We'll get to that.
Law enforcement has, and they will give you current as far as what's what and how they're looking at things.
And if there's any new video, forward it to them.
Please.
And if there's any new video, please forward it to him. Katie says. Please, Chris says. But if it happens to look like, people outside of the house, the night Sebastion goes missing, that's in a vehicle, Chris has made an official statement that says it is nothing to see here, people, nothing to see here. I wish to God, someone, if you're watching in that neighborhood, come to me, tell me. I swear on everything I love, I will not say your name. I will not say which house it came from. Just let me know about the authenticate that audio. Please. I swear, have I ever told a source? I have never told a source, will never tell a source. Just come to me, any of you neighbors. If you know, if that is yours, just if it's another neighbor and I don't need to, I will never tell my sources ever. I need to know. I need to know about that.
Yeah.
And if there's any new video, forward it to them.
Please.
Yeah. Security footage is really like a game changer. We're working on Riley's strain and trying to find like if someone missed one on a corner or something. So that's
around this neighborhood, and this whole community. I mean, I can tell you that much here.
Never.
When it comes to the cameras, there has not been one person that has said no. And trust me, it is greatly felt that everybody has been so open, so helpful in pushing out any which way they can. I mean,
oh, come on.
that's
around this neighborhood, and this whole community. I mean, I can tell you that much here. When it comes to the cameras, there has not been one person that has said no. And trust me, it is.
I mean, Maui, I can understand a lot of the neighbors, they don't want their house or their names brought in. You know what I mean? Like, oh well, this video came from this house, because the on the corner there, right, where the boats are and stuff, we are constantly looking at that house, speaking about that house, and I just think that they don't want to get involved. Some are legitimately scared. Chris and Katie still live there, right? And a lot of them know exactly how Chris is. And like Bobby said, the way Chris threw a fit on her whenever they were driving down the street. Thank you, Pearl Girl. There is there are neighbors that will not speak at all, and some of them have been ordered not to, right? But just whisper it. Never, I will never say your name. Never tell anybody who you are.
Greatly felt that everybody has been so open, so helpful in pushing out any which way they can. I mean, there's been some families that have actually been on vacation that weren't home, and they got.
Well, and just like the neighbor there with the boat, right? She sent that to her best friend that she knows in real life, and that friend leaked it, right? That friend leaked it. So I can understand why she would not trust anybody, right? But she will not say anything about the car. That lady, she will not say anything about the car at all. At all.
They've got permission from that family to take a look at their cameras and go in their houses without them even being present, which has been amazing. So, but yeah.
That's good. If there was something that you could say to Sebastion if he was listening, what would you say?
Oh God.
Yes.
That if you can see this or hear this, that we just want you home, baby, and we love you. And there ain't nothing gonna stop us from coming and getting you and bringing you home.
She's so full.
That's good. If there was something that you could say to Sebastion if he was listening, what
I don't get her.
would you say?
Oh God. That if you can see this or hear this, that we just want you home, baby, and we love you. And there ain't nothing gonna stop us from coming and getting you and bringing you home.
I can't speak for his father.
You got to
but I'm
start
pretty
first,
sure
don't you?
we all have the same opinion that we love you, miss you, we want you home. And if you can, call us, get wherever you can, let us know, and we will come get you. I can't speak for his father, but I'm pretty sure we all have the same opinion that we love you, miss you, we want you home. And if you can, call us, get wherever you can, let us know, and we will.
Sounds, yeah, we want you home, buddy. We love you. We miss you. Katie, what else was I supposed to say? Oh yeah, yeah. And if you can, yeah, I didn't mean that I wanted you out of the house. I meant you can. I don't know what I meant, but you can come back, and then you'll have to go to your dad's house. He didn't want him there. So disingenuous. So disingenuous. Give us a ring, Sebastion. Yeah. Ring, ring, ring. I mean, I know threw half of your shit out. It made you take it out to the trash and made you get rid of your cats, and also the snake that I brought 37 snakes into the house and made you give that up too. But this man don't give a shit. He don't care. He just does not care.
Call 911, run out into the street, go in public, anything.
Katie,
The signs that we've been.
they know, in my opinion, they know that that is not going to happen. Marcia says, I have a feeling Chris was home that weekend. Hold on one second, y'all. I'm making sure that's my grill. 1 second. Let me play this.
Blessed to have
I'll be right back.
family, friends, and even some in the community that have.
Sorry about that. Anytime like I smell something burning, I freak out. Like I'm like, where's it at? And it's just the people cooking out. So I always check. I have like 927 smoke alarms, I think. Oops, wrong one. Okay. Pop it up here a little bit.
We've been out spreading those as far as we can, even over state lines.
It's very interesting to me. Katie and Chris talk about over state lines quite a bit. Over state lines. And we know that he was right over the state line, right? Okay, I'm trying to find where Chris is
Honestly,
talking.
We know that the one collapsed. We don't
Bear with me 1 second.
for Tat on social media. We're not doing this.
Okay, Seth.
Hold on.
Experience working with autistic children and different capacities. So I do understand they are all different. What?
Chris?
Say, all right, so one more time. I'm so sorry.
Or was this kind of like a special thing? And if it
Things fluctuate. Monday through Friday, we're a working family, just like everybody else out there. And when the weekend comes, that's when you get a lot of stuff done. You go a lot of places, you do a lot of things.
Monday through Friday, we're like any working family. On the weekends, we go places and we do a lot of things. He just told you that he doesn't work on weekends. He just told you that. Justin, go to 246. That there's where they talk about the footage of the Texas Roadhouse. Okay. Thank you, my dear. Guys, do me a favor. Hit that thumbs up button. Would really appreciate it. I'm at 244, so we're right there. That's what I was thinking.
And a lot of times that's where, you know, you go and spend time with your kids and do extra things. Sebastian's not in sports like most kids. So we don't spend ball time at the ballpark. You know, when Seth has Sebastian on the weekends, he goes and does fishing and things like that with Sebastian just as well. I mean, Seth works long hours. I work long hours.
And I'm not saying any
so
of that
you
is
gotta-
suspicious at all, Chris. I'm just asking if that was normal. Because if it wasn't normal and he was overstimulated, that could be a reason for him to have ran out of the house.
No, he was
Okay.
not overstimulated.
Okay, so that wasn't one of the possible reasons for him to leave.
Here's what I'll say. Everything is on the table.
Here we go.
Nothing has been taken off the table, period. That's the same statement law enforcement has made. That's the same statement I'm going to tell you every single day in and day out.
Katie gave my son to your mother and father. I'm sorry, I shouldn't say that.
Yeah. One more time.
How does he know? He wasn't there.
Do you not want to say that? Well, we can move on.
Here we go.
So
No. I want to hear it.
There's a rumor out there, Chris,
that
your mom
goes berserk
and your dad have Sebastion. It's been brought up to me.
Seth, you know darn good and well, you got a question about my
I'm just asking.
You pick up the
Did they
phone.
take you somewhere to like a boot camp or anything like that? And Katie just thought I wouldn't accept it.
I don't think
Hold
Seth
on.
is being accusatory. I think he's just trying to clear up a bunch of BS that's been online.
Right. And I'm trying, and I'm telling you, if he's had this suspicion, he's got my mother's phone number. He can pick up the phone and call her. She is not afraid to answer any
Chris,
questions.
Mama warning, mama warning.
I want to talk to your mom. I want to talk to you, and I want to talk to Katie.
Well, it's real simple, Seth.
To put it to the rest.
You have seen the video footage of Seth on Sunday.
And I never understood that because he says it was Katie's family that triggered him. Actually, I do understand it. He says that it was Katie's family that triggered him. He actually flipped it around because he didn't want people to know the trigger, in my opinion. And the trigger was his family. But he switched it.
Don't tell me you hadn't. I know you have. You sat in the room with all the agents.
No, they didn't show me the video footage, buddy.
So you didn't see, you weren't sitting in a room with law enforcement, the district attorney, when they showed you a video, when you wanted proof of life, saying that you hadn't seen proof since Friday. When you've been at my house the first 3 damn days.
Sunday, buddy.
Chris, let Seth speak. Go ahead, Seth.
Chris, they showed me video proof of him coming out of Texas Roadhouse on Sunday.
On a Sunday.
He's going to say, "You damn right. You damn right."
Sunday night. You damn right.
Just, Chris,
Seth, I got a problem with you sitting here making these accusations. Because if you got a problem with them, guess what?
Let's squash it.
I think we're just trying to talk things out, and I don't even know if this should be public, honestly.
Same.
Okay, here's all the public knowledge you need on this deal. Law enforcement has talked to my parents, my whole family. Once again, the statement.
Did they ask them why they were there at 6:30 looking? How they made it there before even police did? Because you call the police first, right? Not, the extended family. Chris's sister said, "We've been looking since 6:30 that morning." How does that happen?
It is true what law enforcement says. Just because you hear a rumor doesn't make it true.
Chris,
I don't think he said it was true. I think he's just trying to clarify.
He said
That's not clarifying. No, stop. No, stop sitting here trying to defend his actions. Stop.
Okay.
The fact is, Chris, is I'm trying to squash the rumor. We're both here. Squashing the rumor.
Seth, there is no rumor. You know my parents were not with Katie.
So is that all he addresses on this one? Is I'm trying to think. Because he says Friday he was allegedly at this poker party. I still think Katie was there getting him his food for the upcoming week. She buys in bulk, his snacks, whatever he wants, and he takes them there. Always Late said she thought she heard Chris in the very, very beginning somewhere say that he was home. He had to get up early so he could be at work in Hendersonville or in Memphis. No, stop trying to defend his actions. I can't just hear the same sentence about Sebastion. He just says that they aren't near Katie on Sunday. Well, if Proud Sock's mother is down, do we know who allegedly saw the Proud foot or the Bauer Sox early morning, the day Sebastion went missing? Absolutely, that's a son. Is it the phrase know something, see something, say something? Well, in Chris and Katie, maybe you should say something because you know something. I saw which one? Hey Jude. Yeah. Chloe has locals tell her. Had that part of the interview removed. So many others heard the same thing. Someone's got to have it. Someone's got to have it if it's out there. Even if it's been removed, someone's got to have it. People are always screen recording. it was a man that apparently caught her on dash cam. However, there was on this was on T-Revs. Yeah. Yeah, it would have to be, I would have to physically see it because I wouldn't believe that otherwise. Mm-mm. Why are Bauer stocks so investing? Why are they invested in, following creators and all of that? In my opinion, Bauer Sox and the Proudfits are involved in the permanent removal of Sebastion to be gone. I swear I heard it, but it was in the very beginning. Maybe Trevor remembers. Well, maybe I'll message Trevor and ask him if he knows. The only vetted ones I know are locals that Chloe referred to that told that they saw her there. Maybe in this interview, one of the ladies say people have told her. Yeah, it's actually right up here. It makes me feel Sebastion is close, or why are they running off people? It's really
On Sunday.
That's all I'm doing, Chris.
No, you're causing a problem because you know damn good and well where my parents were at their house on Sunday night. They weren't near K.
Hey, does anyone got the address to Worsham's? What's it called? Worsham's? Here we go. I might got it. Let's look at this. Okay. Let's look at this. 1 second. Go to Google Earth. Okay. All right. Let's see if they have. Let's look at their. Let's look at this. Let's go down here. It's called Beach Market. Oh, what the hell? Come on, let's go. Okay, this is it. Is this what we're looking for? I heard that. How would Seth know that his parents were not with him on Sunday? Where was he on Sunday? Yeah, that's a good point. Let's see here. This is Worsham's. When was this taken? This data. R.L. Worsham's. Thank you for your business. Where's service something? They got Brewster's chicken. Huh. Okay. They got cameras everywhere. That's a camera. That's a camera. That might be a camera. Do they got? Guess they got them on their pump. Where do I? How do I check the date on this? Let's see here. Wonder how I check the date. How do I? Doesn't say. But there is cameras. That is true. Is this a store open? Oh no, that's security. Beach storage. But were they working? Oh, I'm sure that their cameras were working. It says 2023 Google. I mean, you constantly got to have. I wonder what time do they open, I wonder. I mean, because look, cameras everywhere. Let's see what their hours are. Tennessee Powerball winner win 198 million tickets at Warsham's. They sold $198 million Powerball. Damn. I believe automatically updates on Google Maps. 6 to 10. Let's see. Okay. They are open 6 a.m. to 9. What? It says that can't be right. Wednesdays, it says 6, updated 2 years ago, 6 a.m. to 9 a.m. But other days, it says 6 a.m. to 9 p.m. Saturdays, 7 to 9 p.m. Sundays, 9 a.m. to 7 p.m. They have a Facebook thingy here. Because that would be very interesting if we could see that Dad says he's now at 375. Huh. 2020. Do they have any pictures? Since 1901? Damn. They've been open a long ass time. Let's see here. Fantastic deli sandwiches, best mac and cheese. Didn't Sebastion like the mac and cheese or something? Did it flood or something? Got $50,000 for selling the winning Powerball jackpot over the weekend. That was in 2019. Oh, sorry. I was saying Tish You said 1901 isn't that old. We have so many buildings. I said, yes, but like in America, we tear the shit down and rebuild it. Like, because we're like, oh, that's a 30-year-old building. It's time to tear it down and start over. I was talking to you, Feisty, but then I realized I had the mute button. Justin to the office. And yet Chris and Katie has not speculated about it at all, at least not on YouTube, that there was a car there with a flashlight. Question. Yeah, you would think, Patty Cakes, you would think, oh my God, there's a car there. I would want to know more, right? Oh my God, there is a car in the common area of where I live, and there's flashlights, and you can see that there are people walking around this area, but they say nothing to see here. Nothing to see here. My local church called All Saints dates back to 1403. Where's that at, Bridget? Justin, trying to watch. You're a member. I thought it was. I'll make sure I have it on members only. I thought I had it on members only. I'll have to check. Huh. I'll see if I can. I'll look at it after this live is over. That's what I said before not commenting since the neighborhood spoke out. Was the audio fake? I cannot. There's people say, oh, it's fake, it's fake, it's fake. But I can't tell you that it's fake or that it's real because I haven't been able to confirm it either way. You get what I'm saying? I personally find it very compelling, but I cannot say that it is real. You know what I mean? Now I do know this, that there is audio in the neighborhood very close to Chris and Katie's house. Yeah, because the neighbors' cameras don't even work in the dark. The neighbors' cameras work in the dark. I mean, any camera that's outside will work pretty much in the dark. I think where two locals looked at the Worsham's cameras. Oh, cool. Here we go. One second. I got one video. Melissa B wanted you to see her comment. I sent a very important email regarding family who could use a lot of help from Mobile, Alabama about. Okay, Melissa, I'll look at that. Okay, let me look at this. Oh, it's a 3-hour live. Do you have like a point of, hold on. Okay. I'm going to Mr. E's Crimecast. I'm going to share their link here in the description. Mr. E's Crimecast. E Crimecast. And I have not seen this from here. They've got Melissa Nicole Proudfoot. We are still running billboards and dropping off flyers. We are still looking and in contact daily with law enforcement because of the 3-ring circus created off social media and the bio dad trying to profit off of this. Ugh. I just can't go there. What I can tell you is that is what we have learned from all of this, that every 5 minutes a child 5 to 17 is lured from online. That's not true. 1 in every 9 cars in Tennessee interstate involves trafficking. That's not true. 1 in every 7 cars involves drugs weapons in the Tennessee interstate. I don't know about that one. Because all major interstates, north, south, east, and west. Okay. Okay, I think I remember this. 10 years ago, the number was 1 in 13 cars. Well, she's full of shit. Melissa, you're full of shit. Okay. I'm gonna look for the Worshams. Let's see here. Do they got cameras of the Worshams? Okay, here is it.
It's imaginable. I don't, you know.
Right.
I don't know. I don't know how she's doing it. And you're half a country away, you know. Get into the video.
Sure. I can be pulling it.
Was here sometime before 6 o'clock at individuals that claimed that they saw grandmother, I almost said Worsham, grandmother Proudfoot, or Bowersox, Chris
Okay.
Proudfoot's.
Take a second. Get your names together.
Yes.
What's a name?
Kathy Bowersox was here sometime before 6 o'clock at the market, which would be a pretty good distance from her home, and a huge coincidence that she was there the morning the Sebastion.
Yeah, there would be no. I don't think it's a
another
coincidence.
interesting thing
if
about
was
this
there.
is that behind the general store, there's a very small storage building place that we're going to show, and there are rumors that one of those units is owned by the Proudfoots.
Not owned, rented.
Rented, right. Rented by the
Oh, so that is the storage building that they are saying that the Proudfoots rented. That's interesting.
Family, and that we do know that police have been to both of these
Oh,
locations.
sure. Hey,
trying to
Prairie.
gather footage, video. So what we thought we would see is what would it be like if Katie drove through these locations? What could she have been doing? What are spots she might have stopped to meet someone? Could something have? Would there be blind spots at these stores where they could have made an exchange if, say, Katie had Sebastion in the trunk or something along those lines? You know, all of those things. Would all of these activities have been recorded? And we just didn't know. So that's kind of what we're doing here, going back through this. So do you want to? So we're going to start here with Worshams, correct?
Yes, and I had
Boy,
a point. I know
the gas is a good price at Worshams.
I know. What was I gonna? Oh, so I'm looking at our thing, and it says we have 159 likes, but we've got 300 viewers. That math doesn't add up. So I would appreciate it if you guys would hit the like button for this, guys.
No.
Sorry. Are you laughing? Because I'm not. You just
No,
said,
no.
yeah, you're not. So.
Right.
All right. So here we go, and we'll just kind of talk this through. This is Worshams. I'm gonna make it big.
So
we don't need to be on the screen for this. Right.
Well, right. So this is across really kind of from the elementary and the middle school.
Sorry. I don't know if this will show up very well, but I want Mr. E to read that.
Oh, I don't know if I knew this. W. Smith says they are good friends with the Worshams. Chris angrily stated in one YouTube video that he will call 2 of the Worshams involved. The Worships play a part in this somewhere.
Well,
Oh, is that Bobby and Carter? And I'll call Bobby and Carter. Remember when he says that? Is that Bobby and Carter? Because look at this. On this right here, it says they were good friends at Worshams. They are good friends with the Worshams. Chris angrily stated on one YouTube interview that he will call two of the Worshams involved. The Worshams play a part in this somewhere. I thought one of them was, I thought Carter was law enforcement or something like that. Let's see what they say.
W. Smith, if you could email us. Olivia, would you mind to put our email address in the chat, please? If you would email us that interview, I would have.
Yeah, W. Smith says they are good friends with the Worshams. Chris angrily stated in one YouTube video that he will call two of the Worshams involved. The Worshams play a part in this somewhere.
Well, W. Smith, if you could email us. Olivia, would you mind to put our email address in the chat, please? If you would email us that interview, I would appreciate it. I'd like to see it.
That one's news to me. That might be one of the interviews we.
And I thought I had them all. I have a big timeline with all these interviews, so
But
I would appreciate
good
it.
information.
Of course, he could have slid it into a Sling Blade impression somewhere, and we might have missed.
Yeah, they seem like good people.
That really bothered you.
It did. The Sling Blade
Do you
thing
all
bothered me.
know- Do you know if they have searched the storage facility?
Hold
I
on.
don't
Not
know.
that I'm aware of.
Okay.
Is this
Someone
Mr.
asked in the
E?
chat. Now
Mr. E, is this your channel? Because there's Mr. and Mrs. E. I was. Okay. Mr. E, when they were referring to Bobby and Carter, is from your understanding, is that someone at the Worshams, or is that someone that's affiliated with law enforcement? Thank you, Mr. E. Appreciate it. And likewise, you're welcome to use anything of mine. I don't care. As long as it's going for a good cause, I don't care, you know. Yeah, I was just because this person states, I guess in your chat, that they said that
I'm not aware.
let me find it
I have a
again.
big time.
It says they are good friends with the Worshams. Chris angrily stated on one YouTube interview that he will call two of the Worshams involved. The Worshams played a part in somewhere. And just curious, because I remember him saying Bobby and Carter. I'll call Bobby and Carter, but I always thought that was law enforcement. They didn't send the video. Okay. The Facebook of the Worshams give their owner's name. That's a good idea. I was just on their Facebook. Let's see here. I could pull up. I could pull up their business registration, probably. Worshams. Let me see here. The Tennessean. I'm looking. Give me 1 second. Someone won $198 million there in 2019. That's crazy. Yep. Okay, look here. We just figured it out. I think we figured it out. Let me take this filter off. All right, so now we know. Look at this. Rebecca Hargrove, lottery president and CEO, presented Worsham's market owner Bobby Worsham with $50,000 selling bonus Monday. Can y'all see that? There you go. So Bobby Okay, well, thank you, Mr. E. I'll come over sometimes, and I've already subscribed to your channel, so y'all make sure y'all subscribe to Mr. and Mrs. E. Good, I'm glad you guys just subscribed. So Bobby is the owner of... Now, who's Carter? Bobby owns Worsham's. Why don't you want Bobby and Carter? Chris said, remember? Why don't you want Bobby and Carter? Oh, guys, by the way, this has nothing to do with anything, but I just thought of something when I just saw that video. I'm going to be doing a live about somewhat of a YouTuber, but it has nothing to do with true crime or anything that I am obsessed with right now. And I'm going to do it tomorrow, so make sure you don't miss that one on Hey Sweet Tea. See, I thought, is that just a coincidence? Bobby Worsham? Hold on, let's see here. See, that's what I thought too. That's what I said earlier. I was like, I think they were from TBI or law enforcement. Bobby Simmons and TBI from TBI and Brenda Carter, SCOS. I'm gonna take a picture of that so I can remember that. I'm gonna look that up for sure. Because the person who owns Worsham's is Bobby too. Check text messages. Okay. There's an associate named Taylor. Okay. There's an associate named Taylor Carter. That's probably a coincidence too, but there is a... Yeah, there is a yep. Yep. Cuckoo, cuckoo. Thank you so much, my love, for becoming an exclusive, world-renowned girl. Welcome, and pearls look amazing on you, by the way. They really do. They really, really do. I love you long time. Thank you. She was homecoming queen. Aw, they seem like a really good family. They really do. They seem like a really good family. As the store sold the ticket, Worsham's received. Why does it do that stuff? Those stupid ads. Balak. Okay. Um, you made it. Then you became a Pearl member. Welcome. Oh, yeah. But I do think that's probably something related to.
Timeline with all these interviews. So.
But
I would
that's
appreciate
good
it.
information.
Of course, he could have slid it into a Sling Blade impression somewhere, and we might have missed.
Oh,
Might have missed it.
that really bothered you.
It does.
Yeah.
The Sling Blade thing bothered me.
I believe Seth's doing okay from what I understand. Yeah, I can ask Terry as well.
You know if they have searched the storage facility?
I don't
Not
know.
that I'm aware of.
Okay.
They are?
Someone
I
asked
remember
in the
seeing-
chat. Now I'm not aware.
All right.
I know they went there looking for footage, and I don't know what they got.
All right.
So
Let's go
that's
ahead.
part of what we were interested in. Here.
Without further ado.
Yeah.
Okay.
You know what I want to do? Hold on. Let's look at this. 1 second.
And for what it's worth, this is a pretty busy, pretty busy gas station. Lots of cars were
Okay,
coming
so
and going.
I was trying to zoom in on the camera there. Like I said, guys, this is not high quality. And I got a little scared because there was a car and turned around. No, I'm just kidding. I just kind of wanted people to see how close the beach storage is to Worsham's, which is where Kathy Bowersox was
So
seen.
we're at the back of the store and going toward that storage facility.
Right.
So if you thought that might be,
I'm not trying to zoom in on the menu. I'm trying to zoom in on beach.
so if you were thinking,
Okay, this
oh,
is the other side of Worsham's. Okay.
Yeah.
This is something I found interesting. And sorry about my finger. I told you guys it's not a good one. That at least we'll know if somebody steals it for their channel because my finger
Okay,
will be
so
forever.
Yes.
So Stafford and Worsham's are 3 minutes apart, 1.2 miles. Let's look at this road for a second. So look at this. So this is Stafford, right? So if they are going out, Chris or Katie, they. So if, for instance, if Chris or Katie, if Chris is going to, for instance, I don't know, Memphis, he's probably not going to go to toward Worsham's. He's probably going to go out on Long Hollow Pike until he gets on 65, right? Right, he's going to go out like this to 65. Now here's the Costco where they were at and Sam's Club that day. They would have went like this home. See Costco, Sam's Club. BJ's is probably somewhere close. They're usually all competitors. Right. New Shackle Island. Why do they call it an island when it's not an island? I don't understand that. See how close to Bower. They live a ways, I believe it. I checked the other day. They live 28 minutes away from Chris and Katie. 28 minutes. I want people to search Sugar Tree area.
We kind of jumped back to the gas pump area, and there's this creek down to the side.
Yeah, and it's got a
little
trail.
paths and trails, and I'm sure these were areas that police went to almost right away. in their search, because you would think to go along creeks and trails like this. So I'm sure they went down here because this would be a logical place for a runaway to try to slip through.
Right. And so that's just kind of give you some bearings on the thing. And now we are.
I mean, guys, you got to think about it. If a 15-year-old kid runs away without shoes, do you think he's going to take a path that is going through brush and woods and all of that, or do you think he's going to take a more comfortable route that's pavement or the road, right? He's not going to go through all the brush and all that. I love Staten Island. I didn't know you live on Staten Island. Next time I'm on Staten Island, I need to come and visit you, thought criminal.
Starting to see signs again. And so I took a video of one of the signs.
Nina, thank you for gifting 5 pearl necklaces. You are amazing. Amazing, Nina. Thank you so very much. You know what happens if someone gives 5 pearl necklaces? We have to take the subway from Staten Island to see Thought Criminal. Beep, beep, mother chickens.
This is a Brooklyn-bound 2 express train. The next stop is Fulton Street.
Stand clear of the closing doors,
Girl.
please.
Stand clear of the closing doors.
My body aches to be satisfied. My weakness comes and goes. My weakness comes and goes.
Thank you so much, Nina, for gifting 5 pearl necklaces. If you received one of those exclusive world-renowned pearl necklaces, please give our dear Nina a big thank you. And your applications have been approved. Welcome aboard, my friends. All aboard. We're going to go trick-or-treating. I have no idea the name of that song. I could not tell you. I just thought it would work because I liked it. I've missed my pearl necklace so much. Oh, Cecilia, you're breaking my heart. There is a wooded area, a hill with a cell tower in a place called Reflections that is close to Night Dirt Road to check, in my opinions. It wasn't Maroon 5, that I can tell you. Nikki, thank you so very much for 1 month of membership. Appreciate you, my dear. Thank you, my beloved. Really do appreciate it. Sending love to you all. Very sweet. Thank you. No, I don't think he was cremated. I really don't. It takes a lot of energy to do something like that. People have asked me, we don't deny applications. You're always approved, pretty much. Unless you're like, people's like, well, what if your application doesn't get approved? I'm like, it does get approved. Don't worry about it. So I don't know who sings that song. I really don't. I really don't. Guys, I will be live maybe later tonight after the live that we are about to do with John Q in about 30 minutes from now. So come see us over there. Let me CUE. We will be doing a live with John Q here shortly. It is a creator extravaganza where a bunch of us will be speaking, all of that. So make sure you come see us in 27 minutes from now. All right, I'm going to drop the link again. That is John Q. Yep, he's scheduled for 9 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. Pacific. I have to go do a few things before I jump on that live. So I will see you guys in about 26 minutes or so from now. Brandon Carter is TBI. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. We need to fix chicken. We need a chicken fix. A chicken fix? What do I look like? KFC to you? I don't even have breast. What?
Christopher! Oh, Grace! Oh, Grace! Christopher! Christopher! Oh, Grace! Christopher! Christopher! Oh, Grace! Grace!
There we go. There's your KFC fix for the day. Yeah, they seem like good people. I'm going to go over there and join them sometimes. Say hi. All right, guys. I love you all so much. Like 2 or 3 weeks ago. Yeah, I don't have the Katie one. I have breasts, but don't use them. You can have them, Justin. I don't want them. If I wanted, listen, if I wanted breasts, I'd buy some. No problem there. If I wanted boobies, I would buy me some. I would expand them and shake them everywhere, but I don't want him. That would make a good ringtone. I don't know about that. How about that? All right, guys. Love you all. See you guys in just a little bit. Bye-bye.